Hi guys, it's me, Miss Manifester, and today on the channel I am super excited to be joined by another amazing guest. This is Charlotte Mather. She is a hypno coach, and Charlotte is here today to share some of her law of attraction success stories with you, because I know about how much that means to you guys, and it gives you faith in your manifestation process. Charlotte has also got a YouTube channel. I'm just going to shout that out now, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I love, Charlotte, listening to your sleep hypnosises. I just drift off to them so easily, and I'm probably your most biggest fan. I'm just oh, I'll have another one. Yeah, I honestly absolutely love it. So guys, I would thoroughly recommend Charlotte's YouTube channel, but we will pop a link to that in the description below. So Charlotte, a big welcome.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. Love it. Brilliant.
I'm so grateful to have you here. So Charlotte, what have you manifested in your life experience so far?
Okay, so it's quite a long list, but I'll go with the big hitters.
Okay.
And most of the list has a pretty awesome story behind it. But so I manifested most recently £10,000. That was nice.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Always nice, always nice. I manifested my car that I drive, which is a beautiful white BMW convertible in just exact colours that I wanted and everything. And those two things I kind of purposefully manifested. I knew about the law of attraction at that point, and I manifested them. Before I even had heard of the law of attraction, before I even knew what manifestation was and what I was capable of, I manifested my husband. I started manifesting him when I was 11.
Oh.
And he asked me to be his girlfriend when we were 16. So it's a really cute story of how I manifested my husband, and I didn't know at the time that's what I'd done, but looking back, of course that's what happened.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, this is really a strange story. I don't really know why I came across this, but if you watch the Harry Potter movies, the girl in that who plays Luna Lovegood, she said that she was just obsessed with Harry Potter, absolutely obsessed with it. And she's like, I know that I manifested being in those movies because I was so obsessed. And I think that children are such powerful manifestors because of their use of imagination, lack of limiting beliefs, because it's very much I want it, I'll get it.
yeah, exactly. And it was exactly like that. It was exactly like that for me. I saw him, we were 11, I saw him across the classroom, cue romantic music, and I liked him, and I got my friends to ask him out and all of that stuff, and he was like, no, smelly girl. So I was a register monitor. I volunteered to be the register monitor, and I snuck to the toilets one day and took the register and wrote his phone number down on a scrap of paper. I still remember it now, 8790955, when there were only 6 numbers in the phone number. And I wrote it down and I put it in my pencil case. And I took it home and I pinned it on my notice board, and it was there for 5 years. My room had been decorated. I lived like a tramp, clothes everywhere. Decorated, everything had happened. But this phone number was still on the pin board. And then when he eventually asked me out, if he realised what he was missing, and he asked me, he said, oh, shall I give you my phone number? I said, no, I've already got it. And I just knew I was going to need it one day.
Wow.
I was like, I'm going to need that number one day. I can't throw it away because I'm going to need it. I just believed I would.
And that's powerful. And that obviously now you guys have been together for obviously a number of years, and you've got children together, and that's beautiful. But it's crazy. And so we would call that an unconscious manifestation, because you weren't harnessing law of attraction by choice. You were just doing it through what you were putting out and your focus, and you're just, I guess, like you say, that knowing and that trust. So how did you consciously manifest your £10,000 in BMW? Because like you said, those are two biggies recently that you've got. So what were your kind of, I guess, methods, or what would you put down as your secrets to success with that?
Yeah, so when I tell my friends, and they'll say, oh, tell me how you did it. Oh, it must be so difficult. I'm like, it's really it feels really easy when you just follow the steps. So I just kind of acted as though it was going to happen. I just believed it was going to happen. I said it was going to happen. It was on its way.
Yes.
And then I think the big part for me is then, because I've got quite a wanting mind, so it's hard for me to let go of things that I really want and I'm after. But I've learned with manifestation that is a massive part of it for me, is to surrender it, let it go, and not kind of worry about it, not chase it. So with my car, that was quite easy, because I already had a car and I just wanted this other car, and wouldn't it be nice? And then, you know, I kind of asked for the car. I told someone that my new car was on its way. I described it exactly in detail, the colour of the wheels, everything. And I said, next time you see me, I'll be driving that car. And my husband kind of, I think he believes, but he was a little bit like, I said, well, I've manifested my car. He said, no, you found it on Auto Trader. Like, no, and that's where you find cars, Jay. That's where you buy cars from. You know, where else am I going to get it? It doesn't appear on your drive. But I found this very rare combination specifically that I'd asked for in the price range, where it isn't possible for you to get that car, and it was there. Unfortunately, I bought it in Mercury being in retrograde and it needed a load of work, but that's another story. But that car came to me. I truly believe that. And I love driving it. I feel amazing driving it.
That's amazing. Like, sorry guys, if anyone's getting any feedback off me, because I know that I know I can hear my feedback. So sorry everybody on YouTube who's probably going to be like, oh my God. But that is nuts. And like, that's the thing, isn't it? It's about the fact that that car was available for you in your price bracket, even though it shouldn't be in that price bracket. Like, if you looked at it by like outside circumstances and rules and so on and so forth, you'd go, a car of this is worth this much. And so, you know, people who don't believe would say you're not going to be able to afford to buy that car. But the universe, like you say, lines it up and conspires and can just make stuff affordable or free or whatever. You know, it's not bound by the rules of values or
no, and it happened in 3 days as well. So when my husband says, no, right, you just found it on Auto Trader, I'm like, in 3 days, the exact car that probably wasn't possible was there. And not only that, it was available, and I've ended up with it. Everything fell into place. And with the £10,000, that was very much I booked to go on a coaching program, and I didn't have the money for it at the time. It was starting in 3 months, and I booked to go on it, and I didn't worry about where the money was coming from. I said to my husband, I'll have that and more by the time the course arrives. By the time I've got to pay for the course, I'll have that and more. It's done. And just surrendered, didn't worry about it, didn't think about it. The weeks passed by over the 3 months, ticked away. Come to a week before, I still wasn't worried. My husband's like, got to find a few £1,000, you know. And then I got awarded, because I've got an office. I phoned my landlord to say, look, I can't open my office to see hypnotherapy clients because of COVID. Are we getting an event rebate or anything like that? And she says, oh, haven't you applied for the grant? Like, what grant? She said, oh, there's the grant, £10,000. Haven't you applied for it? No, I don't think I'm entitled to it. I don't think I've been in business long enough. No. And she said, here's a link, apply for it. It's worth it. I think you're entitled to it. I applied, and the money was in my bank the next 2 days. So it's just like, oh, that's what that is then. Money from nowhere.
And like you said, it's just that you had a conversation with someone, and they presented you with the solution. It's not that you went looking for the solution. It's like the solution just comes to you. Do you think, like, listening to some of the things that you've said, do you think like almost like your power is in that when you declare it out loud to somebody else? Because it does seem like if you say to people, I'm going to have that, and you've got that much faith that you're willing to actually say that to somebody and have that conversation, you know?
Yeah, do you know what? I think you've hit that nail on the head there, because when I've kind of tried to manifest things like yeah, I'm going to see a blue feather when I walk the dogs today. You know, I'm like, where is this bloody blue feather? And there's another one I'll tell you about. I keep this on my wall. It's a euro. It says belief is everything. And this is another example. I was walking with my friend. We were training for Kilimanjaro, walking up a mountain, and we were talking about money. And I said, I find euros everywhere. It's very strange. I find them absolutely everywhere all the time. And she's like, do you wish I found money all the time? I was like, yeah, it's euros. It's always euros. Doesn't even matter if I've been to Europe or where I find them. And she's like, oh, that's amazing. And then the next day I was cleaning my house, doing my spring clean, got my bedding out of the tumble dryer, shook my quilt cover, and €5 just flew out like this. I thought, what's that? €5. And I thought of my friend Nick, and I went and picked up my phone to text her and take a picture, and Money on My Mind was playing by Sam Smith, and I was just like, oh my God, like goosebumps moment. And yeah, I find them. How do you find €5 in your bed? I've not even.
I know. It is weird, isn't it, when stuff like shows up? But again, it's just like, and I think it's that effortlessness of it. Like you say, it's not being like, I wish I would find money. It's just saying that's normal. Like, this is my reality. Like, I do find money. And I think that's, a big key to, particularly with attracting money, is telling yourself new beliefs or affirmations or whatever, but you do have to get into a habit of it, because so many people are telling themselves that story of I'm waiting till payday, or I can't afford that right now, or I'm not encouraged to like just put everything on credit cards or anything, guys. But even just by saying all this stuff, like just putting it out there, it just does keep you in a place of lack. And I've been finding loads of money recently, and that's not, I'm saying it's normal now, but like that wasn't a normal thing for me before. Now I'm like, yeah, I find money all the time, and I just keep finding it, and I'm loving it. I'm just like, yeah, brilliant. Especially because at the moment with the lockdown and stuff, people are encouraging people not to use cash. So I'm like, why do I keep finding cash then? But okay, that's great. So do you have, like, obviously you said as well about letting go. Do you have any tips for letting go? Because I know that's something that people really, really struggle with, is detaching from the fact that they just want what they want so much.
Yeah, I just find, like with anything, I work a lot with people that are overthinkers or the opposite end of procrastinators and stuff like that. And really, it's just about, like I would suggest letting go of anything. Just if you start thinking, the wanting mind creeps in, interrupt the pattern, do something else, do something nice, do something good, do something positive. Kind of don't sit there whittling about stuff. And like with me, with my blue feather on my dog walk, like looking, where is it? Haven't found a blue feather yet. I'm not going to.
I completely agree with that. Like when you're waiting for a text or say an email, like, particularly for us, like say in a business context or something, and you're going, I'm waiting to hear back about that. The more you're looking at your phone, the more you certainly don't hear back from that person that you're looking to hear back from. And it's the same in a context of people who are trying to manifest a text message from a romantic partner. It is usually when you put the phone down, you then go and spend time with your friends or whatever it is that you're doing, and then suddenly it comes through. So I agree with that. I think it's about distracting the lack mind by going off and choosing to do something that makes you feel good, or at least busy, just getting yourself occupied. I'm a massive housework person. If I'm like, right, I need to, I'm like, right, how can we blitz the house today? And the house always needs blitzing. So that's easy. Do you have any other advice or, I guess, powerful words of wisdom that you would like to leave the viewers with that can inspire them today?
I guess the only other advice I would give, or I suppose insight, is that I'm assuming your viewers understand the law of attraction and the premise of it and everything like that. But as a hypnotherapist, I work closely with the subconscious mind, and all the signs are there that's what the part of the mind works with the law of attraction, the subconscious. So it's not the conscious, so it's not the asking, the thinking, it's all of that. It's actually the believing that's the most powerful. So if you can get your subconscious mind to believe that you're going to get what you want, then that's most of the battle, I would say.
I agree with that, and I think that comes down to, you know, obviously all the programming that we've gone through as children, and like, you know, even just down to like your parents saying money doesn't grow on trees, or just little things like that, like can have just such a big impact. And I think you're 100% right, and that's actually your point of attraction. That's the signal you're sending out, is what is the deep rooted beliefs behind stuff. And you are, so I mean, I think you can know about certain things, like I think there's certain things you can be conscious of and can go, I know I've got a problem with that, but there's some things that I think it's often an ongoing journey of discovery where you're like, gosh, I didn't know that was a thing within me that was holding me back. But thank you so much to people, you know, like yourself, who actually kind of, you know, get to the crux of that. So if anybody wants to connect with you, Charlotte, how can they connect with you?
So I'm on Facebook. I mainly use my personal profile, Charlotte Mather. I'm on Instagram as well, Charlotte Mather _ that one. And then obviously you'll put a link to the YouTube. I
do really enjoy your YouTube videos. I find them super relaxing, and it's just nice to have somebody else, that I think, especially when you're going to sleep or meditating or whatever, but having someone like holding space for you and guiding you. And I think you do a really beautiful job of that. So thank you very much for what you do and the content that you've been putting out. So guys, I hope that you've really enjoyed this video. Please go and give Charlotte a subscribe, or go and connect with her on her other social media platforms. And I will see you soon for some more Law of Attraction content. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.